Greetings, Douglas County. I am Valerie Vanessa Vai, and I am vying for the position of probate court judge. With over 3 decades of legal experience specializing in both criminal and civil law, I am fully prepared to take on the role of serving as your probate judge. My core values include fairness, transparency, professional responsibility, and compassion. I am dedicated to upholding these principles in all aspects of my work. Vote for me, Valerie V. Vai, your trusted probate court judge.
Everybody, welcome back. Welcome to the Village presents this Youth Heart to Heart podcast. We are so excited to be back. Man, the last one was so dope. If you missed it, you missed it. If you missed it, go tune in on our social media platforms, Wisdom Inc., TV 1061, Welcome to the Village, our Heart to Heart Youth podcast on YouTube. So go check us out. It's there. It was dope. So this one's going to be even better, right, young people? Yeah. We here in the building, and we like to thank TV 1061 Felix Washington for always hosting us. Make sure y'all tune in at Wisdom Inc. as well. We like to thank all of our leaders. Man, I be having some dope leaders in the building. Like, the leaders be dope in here. Like, I'm telling you, folks that's really doing their thing in the community, that has a heart for the community and has a heart for these young people. And this is what this is about. Our Heart to Heart Youth podcast. This is just them totally speaking transparent to our hearts. Whatever we can, enlighten them with, impact their lives, encourage them with, we're here to do. So I want to introduce my boy to the left. I know I'm a little long-winded, y'all, so just bear with me, but I got to get it in. I want to introduce my boy Beanie. He's a part of this amazing leadership team here at the Heart to Heart You podcast. Beanie, give them a little synopsis of who you are.
Hey, if you watched the last episode, you have to watch it. It was very, 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 very good. Henry Mitchell IV, but most people know me as Beanie, community activist, born and raised Douglas County, and I'm just here to kind of help out the youth the best way that I possibly know how with my experiences and my wisdom and knowledge. So I thank you for making me be a part of this.
Oh, absolutely.
But keyword for making me be a part of this. I didn't have a choice.
That's not true. He's always willing, ready, and able to, answer the call for the youth. So sure. I never have to make him do anything. We just there. But y'all, we got a special guest in the building today, baby. I'm telling you, our boy, Mr. Ruben Tillman in the building.
God bless
y'all, this young man, y'all, when I tell you this young man, 26?
26, yes,
26 on his way. You hear me? He is running for our commissioner seat for the 2nd district, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. When I tell you this young man on fire. He on fire.
God bless you.
Like, he is really doing his thing, and I'm so thankful that he is here and gracing us with his presence, as well as, his knowledge of what he has done. So I'm going to let him, tell a little bit about himself.
God bless you. Thank you so much. And thank you for this platform.
Absolutely.
This platform is beautiful. I'm walking in. I feel like a kid in the candy store. just knowing all this beauty. And that's kind of the biggest thing in this run. I've been running for District 2 Commissioner for about 440 days straight.
Hey.
And the most beautiful part about it is experiencing places like this. You know what I mean? Places that are that needs to be staples in the community.
Yes.
And God bless you for this platform. God bless Felix. And just I apologize for my attire. Today's my mom's birthday. Been running around all day this morning. Met with Beanie early this morning. You know what I mean? So apologies for my attire, but God bless you for this. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Y'all, just a quick backstory on that. Beanie was also running for our District 2 commissioner as well. And he gave up that seat to help this young man get the seat.
Yep.
And so we're grateful for them because, man, I'm telling you, these two right here gonna bring Douglasville to its knees.
Oh, yeah.
Because we need young, fresh, people, young, energetic, men and women in our community and sitting in these seats, man. I'm telling you, they need to sit in these seats so we can have something different. Yeah. And so that's what we're looking for from you. And I'm telling you, when you get that seat, I'm coming for your head. So I'm gonna make sure you always do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for being a part, Ruben. We are truly blessed to have you. Thank you.
God bless you.
But so enough of them. Let's get to who it's really about. Yes. Who is it really about, young folk?
Us.
All right. All right, y'all. We got our young people on this platform. We got some amazing, what I'm going to say, older young people on the platform as well. And that's going to really be able to speak to our hearts today. I want them to introduce themselves and give us a little bit about themselves, and then we're going to go into our podcast. What we're doing, what we're talking about.
Don't be scared now.
Hey, I'm Bree. I'm Bree.
Hey y'all know who it is. Y'all know y'all love me. Hello.
It's
your girl, Miss MC. Thank you.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Stevan Lester. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, nephew in the building.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Trent, other known as Nephew.
Yes,
Glad to be here.
Hey guys, my name is Chelsea.
How y'all doing? My name is Nathan.
Hey everybody, I'm so excited that y'all are here tonight. So listen, I don't know what y'all want to talk about, but can I be intrusive tonight?
Sure.
Can I, tell y'all what's on my heart?
Yes.
And maybe y'all can speak to my heart and tell me what's going on, because we really need to understand what's going on at this point. I've watched over the last, less than 3 days, so many young people go to jail, be killed, this gang violence, this foolery that's taking place amongst y'all age group and younger. And I don't understand it. And I hear a lot of people saying, well, it's family, it's family. I don't know of any family that will have people out here robbing, killing, and stealing. Young people out here robbing, killing, and stealing. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's not them getting what they need at home, for them to even fall into that foolishness. I don't understand it. And I'm trying to get it from y'all perspective. Y'all, hey, I'm old. I'm cute, but I'm old. Right? So I'm trying, and I can relate on any level, but I really want to hear from you all. What is I'm Marvin Gaye today. What's going on?
Okay.
What's going on? Somebody tell me something. What's taking place in these schools and in these, out here? I want to know. And what can we do? What do y'all think we should do about it? What do y'all think we should be doing about it?
This is in regards to gangs?
Gangs and violence, yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's real interesting, right? I really believe the majority of students have, a choice to make, right? Like I remember being in middle school, and you kind of see like the gang lifestyle. Sometimes it's just wanting to fit in, right? Wanting to be a part of something. There is a social structure that comes with hanging around a certain group of people, right? And so if you knew me as a child, you knew I really wasn't about, like Trent, I wasn't about that life, right? But in middle school, number one, people are trying to find who they are, where do they belong. You're going through all of these changes, not like physically, but now socially, and they're trying to find their identity in so many different things. And so that's how it starts, right? It's getting around the wrong people. I'll say something that I really think hurt. Trent, I think you'll remember this. This was around 2014, 2015. Now, this was when World Star came into the picture, right?
Okay.
And everybody knows about Sharkeisha, right? Right. Everybody, don't kick her, Sharkeisha.
Right.
Now, we all know about that video, but a lot of people don't realize that's what changed everything. From that video alone, like, nobody even knows where the girl who got her nose busted in, I still don't know where she at, right? And it created a thing where I don't want to end up on World Star. Then it switched into, now Instagram got video, I don't want to end up on Instagram.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's shame, it's pride. And so now we're in a situation where, because these young folk, their world is social media, and I'm saying it like I'm much older than them, but like, you know, their world is social media. And so, because they don't know how to process their anger, because there's nobody to let them know, like, bro, this don't matter. In 3 years, nobody's gonna care about this. Everything is so impulsive, and so it's no longer we can run 15 in the bathroom, dap it up, and go to class. If you beat me up and my homeboy recorded, now I'm plotting on you. And now, unfortunately, we got young people now that's like, if you hurt my pride, I'm bringing a gun to school, or I'm catching you while you laugh. And it's crazy. And so I think it all starts, number one, with helping these young people find their identity. If you know what your identity is, you won't, like, it took a process for me, and I was like kind of straddling the fence. But once I learned what my identity was and had mentors and role models, that was like, bruh, this ain't you, right? It changed the game for me.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. Thank you. Ruben, speak to that. You just came out of school.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I'm 26. You know, but my day job, I'm the statewide diversion program manager for Project Pinnacle. What that is, Project Pinnacle is a statewide program for all first-time non-violent felony offenders between the ages of 17 and 25.
Okay.
Instead of going to prison, paying restitution, or being put on probation for years, you'll do Project Pinnacle for a year, and the district attorney will dismiss your case.
Come on
See
now.
what I'm saying? So we have over 400 graduates, 90+% success rate for the past 12 years, and we're bringing it to Douglas County this year. You know what I mean? We're in DeKalb County, Cobb County, and Fulton County right now.
All right.
You know what I mean? So I say to say I work with young people who are troubled youth, or quote unquote within that. You know, there are over 1,500 active gangs in Atlanta right now, or in the state of Georgia. Over 70,000 gang members. You see what I'm saying? The biggest thing, to my brother's point, is peer-to-peer gratification. What I mean by that is the small example, the class clown. Class clown tells a joke. He looks around, all his friends or everybody, the cute girl he want to impress, she's laughing, everybody's laughing. So regardless if I'm being a disruption, I'm gonna continue to be a class clown, because that's my identity now, and that's what's going to get everybody smiling and knowing, and that's what I'm known for now. That's the peer-to-peer gratification. Well, if you flip that to the guy that gets good grades, if nobody claps for him, where is his incentive to continue to do that?
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
we got to find more in
That's
the classroom. We got to find more whether it's the educators, whether it's the administration. We got to find more senses where we can boost up the people who are doing the exact thing, the star students, more peer-to-peer gratification, and make that the cool thing. You see what I'm saying?
Come on
So,
now.
I don't know if that makes
I like
sense.
that. Yeah, that's good. What y'all got for me over there?
So I think everybody said some great things so far. The only thing I would like to add is kind of like, you know, my good friend, my good brother over there, Stefan, said, you know, you have to find your identity, but you have to, you know, make a choice. That you can choose to go outside, or you can choose to stay inside and do your homework.
Yeah.
You know, it's a choice that you have to make to do the right thing, or, you know, set yourself up to do the wrong things. So kind of like when I was younger, you know, I grew up in my neighborhood was known for bad things, but there are people in the neighborhood who are also known for good things. You know, so when you go outside, you get off the bus, you see the kids who get ready to go off the bus to go smoke. You can make a choice to either get off the bus and go with those kids, or you can go and finish walking to your house like the good kids are. You know, not to say that the kids that do that are the bad kids, but, you know, that's a choice that they're making. You know, my outlet was music. So instead of having to ride the bus home, you know, I didn't have to make that decision, but I got to stay after school and practice music. So that was my outlet, my choice. That's kind of how I was able to find my identity. So I think the decision that you have to make is you have to pick an outlet versus, you know, just being able to do something, you know, being able to want to fit in with that group of kids. You know, you can have your own outlet.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's choices, right? At the end of the day, we have to choose. You know, the Bible says, choose ye this day whom ye may serve. You know, it's a choice. We have to choose what, who, when, why. Every day, those are choices we have to make in some shape, form, or fashion, you know.
I think one of the greatest things,
Step on.
one of the best benefits with social media is there's a culture where we try to normalize everything, right? Now, you pros and cons with that. One of the pros is they are trying to normalize expressing yourself, right? When I travel all across the nation, I'm talking to students. One of the main things I talk to, especially to my young black men, is how we express ourselves, right? And I'll use the analogy of a Sprite bottle. Now, if I take a Sprite bottle, I throw it up, I kick it across the room, I'm shaking it up, and then I walk over and get ready to open the top. Like, the kids start backing up even though I don't have a bottle in my hand because they know what's getting ready to happen. It's going to be an explosion. Right. And so what I do with them is I show them, y'all don't realize it, but you are just like this bottle, right? Unfortunately, life happens to us, right? Now, in school, everything's not so grand, so it may be something as small as you just got cheated on, your little girlfriend just broke your heart, you know what I'm saying? You done failed an exam, there's a little drama, they talking on Facebook or Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, all of these things going on. And what happens is because there's not a culture of opening up, right? Because we're getting to the point where it's more acceptable to actually talk about what you're going through. Now you got a lot of these young black men that don't know how to respond outside of using a fist, right, or even worse, right? So one of the main things that we can do as a community is create a culture where we're helping them to know, now you can open up, right? Now with that, that's the understanding of, I'm not just going to love you predicated based off of what you tell me. A lot of times, especially as men, why we don't open up is because we're afraid if I tell you everything, you're not going to treat me the same. But if you create a culture where it's like, no. Look, I don't care what you did. Like, let's have a real deal conversation. Let me help you grow from this. Now they know, oh, I can go to Stevan and it's nothing, right? Now they're more inclined to open up. And so it's especially, and I ain't a parent, so I can't touch on that part, but that is even a fine line in itself because sometimes they want to open up, right? Sometimes they want to talk about like, bruh, I'm in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, and man, these kids, they do want to go after school and go smoke. And I really do want to go home, but I want to fit in with everybody else. They're battling all of these different things. But if we don't have a room for them to be just themselves, be transparent, and say, I'm not going to speak to the person you are now, but I'm speaking to the person you will be in 10 years, then they're going to continue to stick to their friends who are doing the same things. And if everybody is small-minded, they're just going to keep getting small-minded advice, and the cycle is going to continue until we be like, nah, we're going to love you for exactly who you are.
Yeah, that's good. That's deep. Come on now. See, that's what I be talking about.
Go ahead.
Time, yeah, go ahead. Give me two.
Okay. I think just to add on, we have to recognize the education behind the influences, right? So ultimately, my nephew just got out of prison. And so he has moved around a lot. My brother was in the Army, so he moved around a lot. And so when my nephew was in the white schools, he didn't get in trouble at all. But when he got to the black schools, that's when he started getting in trouble a lot. So I asked him, I said, well, what's the difference? And the difference is the conversations going on in the white schools is totally different than the conversations going on in our schools.
Sad.
Right?
That's sad.
Right. So now you got to say, well, what's going on with us as black people? What are our influences? Right? So ultimately, the people who influence us are being controlled by people who don't look like us. Right? So a lot of times we let rappers and all these people influence us, and we take on that culture as if it's ours. I don't believe in gangs. You know why? Because ultimately,
Beanie.
Oh, my bad.
No. Hold on to that. We coming right back in like 2 minutes. I'm gonna let you finish speaking to that, and I'm gonna bring my other people. I'm gonna let you keep speaking to that because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about this today.
Gotcha.
All right. So y'all come back. Now you're here. Like, we finna take a 2-minute break, y'all. Y'all come back, okay? We'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Hi, my name is Lauren and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you. Hi, my name is Lauren.
We back from the break. Of course, y'all been waiting. Y'all saw how hot and heated it was, right, with the information and the data and how it was going down. And I know y'all, just been waiting around to get right back to it. And now we are right back to it. So we're gonna go straight into Beanie. You can finish up with where you left off at.
I got you. Thank you for that. My last statement is I do not believe in gangs. And let me tell you why. When you think about gangs, whoever is the scariest or whoever is the biggest threat, that's who runs the system, right? So we got to ask ourselves, who is really the biggest threat in this world? America is really the biggest threat, right? You can have a gang of Bloods, Crips all together, but I promise you, if one cop pull up on them, everybody gonna get in line. So it lets you know they're not a real gang. They're only a gang in their community. But outside of their community, they're not a gang at all, right? So we have just taken on that gang mentality just for a false sense of power. It's not real. So I think if our young people were educated on that what you're doing is really leading you to death and it's really getting you nowhere. Because if you get too big, you're going to end up like a Frank Lucas. You know what I'm saying? You're going to end up like a Young Thug. Right, Young Thug was so hard until he got in that seat. Now he come in there suited up, booted. Okay. What you say, sir? Right. So ultimately, that was my biggest thing on this. Like we have to educate our youth to let them know like this is the reality of gangs and let them know like it's just not a real thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for the statement.
Okay, so that goes back to, a couple of episodes we had a while back that we were speaking on following and all, and how, you know, basically, as Beanie was saying, like, the top person that's running it is basically the influencer. And it's, you know, why it may look good for the youth and the gang and the pack may look good. Once you chop the head off, basically what he's saying, insinuating is, there's no more body. And a lot of times, not just with gangs, but in business, if you got a person at the top that's not teaching the other people what to do and how to perform the same task, when the head is gone, then the business collapse. So anytime you see a business, it's just like a gang. If that person is only running the business themselves and they don't want to share the information, then what happens is, you know, when they die off, the whole business, employees, and everything becomes obsolete. So same thing about following, you know, be mindful of who you're following, who's your influencer, you know, and you can learn through that, you know, format. If they're not trying to teach you what they have, then you're just following. You have to evaluate yourself and say, hey, when I'm waking up every day to go hang with a gang member, am I just following them? What I'm getting from it? If they're making money, they're not teaching me how to make money or whatever. You know what I mean? So, what you got on that? Do you guys have any follow-up questions coming off of Beanie Run?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say honestly, because my mom, she's always taught me don't be a follower, be a head, and be a leader. So I'm saying basically, if you gonna follow in that crowd, don't be fake and don't be what's it called? What they be talking about, some fake ganging? Don't be fake ganging with the people, please don't, because to me it's like, if you say, oh, I'm so whoop, like, baby, you don't even know what that mean. What you think that mean, baby? You don't even know what that mean.
I honestly feel like you're setting yourself up for failure if you like rep something that you're not really about.
Right, because like what you doing?
Because the minute that goes out to somebody and then like they come up to you and they like, hey, what you talking about? You know, who are you?
Right.
And you're gone just like that. Like that's not something I would play around with.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Don't be fake ganging out here, y'all. Don't be plastic. Like I keep saying, don't be plastic. Don't be plastic, y'all.
No, but I can't say, like, I was somebody like that. Like, when I was in school, and it wasn't that I ain't want them to think that I was a blood, but it was a sense of belonging. It was, well, the rappers doing it, shoot, it's some type of street cred. You know what I'm saying? Like, you walking through the school, they think you hard. Bruh, if a blood would have pressed me in high school, bruh, I wouldn't bout it like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do it while I'm in middle school or high school. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to give it to my boy Trent. One thing I think that needs to happen for a lot of our young people, and it's unfortunate because as African Americans, we're already behind the 8 ball. What changed the game for me was exposure, right? A lot of these kids in these communities, they think that this is all life can give them, right? And so if this is all they can get out of life because this is all their mama did, all their grandparents did, then they're going to say, all right, boom, I'm in survival mode. What's the best way that I can make the most out of what I got? Mm-hmm. So shoot, I could go work at this little corner store job and make X amount, and ain't nothing wrong with that. It's an honest living. Or I can get with Big Bro, and he can show me how to hit a lick, and money's easy, right? But when we're able to expose them to other exposures, I remember the first time I was with my mentor, he took me to a mansion worth $9.2 million. The bowling alley, basketball court, the pool, everything. It changed my whole mindset. I said, why did you bring me out here? He said, I wanted you to see what was possible. So even when I came back home that night and I had got back to my college, I was on a whole nother playing field because I had just seen what was possible. And so sometimes we can speak to young people all we want, but it isn't until we show them like, bruh, no, this is actually possible. You can really live here and you ain't got to look over your shoulder 24/7. You give them that exposure, you'll change their mindset.
Yes, I can agree with that because I did that when I was mentoring in my city back home in New Orleans. And I understood when I was growing up that the issue was I wasn't seeing lawyers, doctors, and all of this in the community that I was growing up in. And it makes you choose a short-term lifestyle because you feel like you don't have no other outlet. So what I did when I moved away, the kids that I was mentoring, I did that, and it actually helped what you said. I started traveling with them so they can see other things, and that helped better their mind state, to broaden their understanding and their views. What you have?
I just wanted to piggyback on what she said. In middle school, I can remember that everybody wanted to be Bloods and Crips. Everybody just wanted to fit in, and it was one person that I guess he was in the gang, and everybody. It only took one, and everybody in the school just wanted to be just like him. Everybody claimed that they was Bloods, Crips, all that, and I don't know. I just think it was just a whole bunch of following the leader, and that's all. And it only took one person. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
It's hilarious looking at it on a perspective of that. Thinking about influences, the one thing that I can mostly think about is the music. I know, in like middle school, it was like what, Bad and Bougie, Trap Queen.
Woohoo, he went
and then
back.
21 Savage came out with Red Ops.
Oh my
and
God!
We thought,
yes.
and we was singing the song, and if you wanna bump me like a switch, I'm a bust.
Okay.
And then when you get older and you realize like what's a swisher and like what's a what you got, what the pop
Right.
part, and then he like you get the ducking, like what you mean by that? And then, but yeah, I mostly would say it's the music, and then just the music turned into the fashion turned into how we talk. It turns into the language, and then just the fact that all that happens from at such a young age, and then you grow up, and now you're educated like you're from the streets, and that's the crazy part. So I really feel like the influences of and now like when he was talking about Young Thug and his racketeering, and then you got Gunna, who's my favorite artist sadly, but you got him saying he snitched and all that stuff, and then I'm asking people. I'm like, if you was in Gunna's shoes, what would you
Baby,
do?
I
You
would
feel me?
shit, baby.
Would you? No, he
I
said
would
yes,
tell.
ma'am, for a reason, cause he not from he not that. And so and people saying, oh, he a rat, he this, he never hang out with me and stuff, and I'm just like, well, if you, facing racketeering charges, life in jail. What you gonna say?
Right. But I plead the fifth,
Right.
okay?
So I
I
ain't going to jail for nobody.
What am I going to
So
jail for?
let's break it down and bring it down to the snitch code. Who's gonna speak on the snitch code?
Snitch code. I was really just gonna piggyback off of what they were saying. I was just gonna say, following is only bad when you follow the wrong folks. Jesus had followers too. So it ain't wrong to follow the right thing. It's just wrong to be influenced by something that you not ready to stand on. Let's just say that. Because everything that yeah, for sure. But the snitch culture, I just feel like that is trying to glorify something that most people wouldn't be able to deal with when it come down to it, but it's really supposed to be for our protection from our oppressor, not us snitching on somebody for killing an old lady. I think that is different than you going and tell on somebody to get less of time, even though both of y'all did the crime. That's way different than. So sometimes it's justified in that Gunna situation. I just feel like he got roped up trying to be something that obviously he wasn't, and you gotta face the consequences. Everybody don't get the chance to say yes and still go home. So he got lucky.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. If you don't want to tell, stay away from whatever it is.
Stay at home.
I did a few years ago. I would do these obstacle course races, and we would go to different cities, and you running through the mud, you jumping over walls, you in water, whole nine. But we would get with this group, and it was called Oscar Mike, and they were a military veteran group. So they veterans with disabilities and things like that. They always did those races. But there was this one guy, and he said something I've never forgotten. He would always say, "Choose accordingly," and it stuck with me. Just to hear him say it. And when our friends, in your decisions, whatever it is you do, choose accordingly, because you know if you're running around with some knuckleheads.
Okay.
And if you're not about that life, don't try to be about that life. Don't try to be big and bad when you're not. Don't try to be hard when you're not. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Be yourself, because at the end of the day, we talk about snitching. We talk about following. Sooner or later, you're going to follow whomever it is, right, wrong, and different. And it's going to put you in a situation where you got to choose. Do I want to be away for X amount of years, whatever it is, or do I want my freedom? Freedom is a great thing. It makes a whole, you look at things differently when nobody has to tell you when to get up, when to take a shower, when to eat, when to do this, when to do that. Moving around when you want to, it's a great thing. But you have to choose accordingly. And as young people, and I think one of you said it earlier in the first segment, we all want to fit in. We all want to be liked. We will do A, B, C, D, and E for that acceptance. But you have to know who you are. And it's an across-the-board thing. It doesn't mean a kid that grows up in this neighborhood is more likely to join a gang or associate with the wrong crowd versus a young person who doesn't grow up in that environment. I've seen it. Just a quick story, but I never forget this my 1 year in high school. And this might have been my sophomore, junior year of high school. One kid, I knew him for years. Good kid, came from a good home. Father was a retired military, I believe. Mom was in the educational system, some form of fashion. Good home, good family, good kid. One day, I'll never forget, they marched him into the bathroom. And when he came out, he was in a gang. From that day on, his life was totally different. Hadn't seen him in years, but it was a life of trouble. You know, this in and out, maybe in and out of jail, doesn't look the same. And I'll be doggone, probably a couple months ago, I got a text about a young man needing some services for the type of work I do. And when he sent me down, I said, hey, is he such? He was like, yeah. I took a picture of him. I said, this him? It was a guy that I went to high school with and hadn't seen over 20 years. So life has a way of lifing when we make certain choices. And sometimes it doesn't always put us in the best positions after those choices. And I'll tell you something my grandma would say, and I'll be done. Trouble is easy to get into, it's hell to get out of.
So in a nutshell, basically you make your decisions in advance with understanding, just like you were speaking about the snitch. It is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's not right to be in a situation from the gate, but it's wrong because you got to think about the benefits that a person is benefiting before they snitch. So it's not, we can use any kind of metaphor for it, but in that time, if you are basically benefiting, you get in dope money, you get in the cash, you get in all of this, you enjoyed all of that, and now when you get caught, you're not sticking to the protocol. So it's not fair to the other person, because if you wasn't with them when they got caught, they just would have probably did their time, or they probably wouldn't have got caught if you wouldn't have told on them, So you guys, well, we're gonna come right back to y'all for after break, take one more break, and then come back and run this thing back up.
A reliable source of CBD products. Introducing Holistic Wellness Boutique, a revolutionary collection of CBD tinctures, CBD topicals, CBD edibles, CBD pet products, and other relevant CBD products that help you incorporate CBD into your everyday lifestyle. The best part? Through our special Radiant Transformations program, Dr. Alea Daniel, PharmD, a well-regarded wellness coach, licensed pharmacist, and the mind behind the idea of Holistic Wellness Boutique, will also introduce you to a healthier lifestyle through proper education, nutrition, and a thorough medication evaluation to make the most of our exemplary CBD products. If you are struggling with a chronic condition, we can help you discover how to live a more holistic lifestyle through wellness coaching and the proper selection of hemp-derived CBD products. Visit holisticwellnessboutique.com to schedule a consultation or order an audacious combination of hemp-derived CBD products that will rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit.
Greetings, Douglas County. I am Valerie Vanessa Bai, and I am vying for the position of probate court judge. With over 3 decades of legal experience specializing in both criminal and civil law, I am fully prepared to take on the role of serving as your probate judge. My core values include fairness, transparency, professional responsibility, and compassion. I am dedicated to upholding these principles in all aspects of my work. Vote for me, Valerie V. Bai, your trusted probate court judge.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here at one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved.
Okay, so I know y'all felt the heartbeat. It's heart to hearts, and we getting it on in here. So conversations are, iffy. They are conversations that people normally don't have. So that's why we call it heart to heart. We having a heart to heart talk. Got to put those emotions to the side, and explore. So Tone, can you introduce yourself?
What's happening, everybody? It's SM Tone checking in. Artist, graphic designer, independent label owner. I own a merchandise and print shop off of Riverdale Road. So, tap in with your boy.
Yeah, he do good things. I saw him at a couple of events. He give sneakers out to the youths and all of that.
Shout out my Zeno black-owned shoe company I'm sponsored with. I got on song right now. Shout out my Zenos.
I noticed them. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they fresh.
Appreciate that.
What you got for us, Coach Jay?
How you guys doing? My name is Coach Jay, an empowerment transformational coach, a certified life coach. I am super excited to be here. I love the men that came on. Y'all spoke some great words of wisdom. But I'm here for the ladies, so if y'all got some questions for me, I'm here. But super excited to be here, and thank you again, Jackie, for the opportunity.
Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off at. Who's that? Who had the last ups over there? You got it? Let's roll with it.
Well, hey y'all, we back again. Back again. No, I'm playing. No, y'all, but it's your girl MC. If you don't know me, hey y'all. By the way, I just say honestly, don't be fake gang, and please don't. It's okay. I mean, it's not, but it's okay. Cause for me, it's like, I know for a fact that there's this pastor that I that it was like a long time ago. She was like, she hosted this thing, and it was like, and I'll never forget it, but her motto was be you on purpose. And like that stuck with me for like the rest of my life. And I'll never forget, because it's like if you're not being yourself, then who are you really? Like, ask yourself that. Like, who is you really if you're not being yourself? Like, and it's okay, because like people have different personalities, people have different things, but it's like when you know who you are, and you know who you are in this world, not only that, when you know who you are spiritually, hello. But honestly, that's it. But the whole gang situation for me, that's kind of like a touchy subject, not gonna lie, y'all. But it was like, I had this friend, she was like, no, she was not a part of no gang. She was very humble, very nice. But her brother, on the hand, was a part of the gang. And I'll never forget it. She told me, she was like, hey, girl, come out. We trying to celebrate, da-da-da. Mind you, y'all, this was given back then. We were out. COVID was over with, honey. We was outside. Hello, bask off. Okay, we saw catfishes and the dreadfishes. We saw them. Okay, we see y'all. I'm just saying, y'all. It was a lot. So we were outside, doing our dues. And she was like, come on, come out, have fun. I'm like, girl, I don't go out nowhere. I stay in my little house with my little peoples. And she was like, come on. But something in my mind was like, something in the back of my mind, I think that was the Holy Ghost. And he was like, no, baby, you need to stay inside. I was like, okay. I was like, Mom, can I go? She was like, girl, what you think? I said, no, that's okay. So I was like, no, I'm not going. I was like, girl, I can't go anyway. It's okay. And so I honestly thank God I didn't go, but I also thank God I didn't go, because my friend, funny enough, they had a drive-by, and because they was trying to catch her brother, they had a drive-by, and she got shot. So, and she's no longer with us, but rest in peace. But she got shot because of something that her brother could have prevented. Because not only did he had a choice, and he made his choice, but it was like, now your sister got to pay for the crime that you did. And no shade to the brother, but it was like I think God put me in a place of saying, no, you do not need to go out nowhere. But for her, it was like, no, now she's no longer here. But yeah, that's mostly it. That's how I feel about gangs, y'all.
God bless to her and her family, honestly, and my condolences, deepest. And that just goes to tie into like why you should, pay attention to what you're doing, the decisions that you make, because you don't know whether what you do can affect, the people around you. You know what I mean? Who surrounds you? It's karma's gonna get back at you. Whether it was like I heard this, whether it was somebody else that or whatever, but it's gonna come back. So yeah, pay attention.
And I want to say this too to every mentor, every teacher, every educator. I remember when I was studying middle school education, my professor told me, he was a black man, he said, you can't save everybody. Now, I came with the energy, and I still, like I said, when I go speak, I want to save every single student that I come across, right? And usually you either have the student that's far from the gang life, they killing it in class, we not worried about them. Then we know the ones that are at risk, we know that they need a lot of work, but we can't forget about the kids in the middle. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of the kids are right there in the middle. Right, so like I was one of them kids that wasn't the smartest, but I had enough common sense to not go rob somebody. However, if I would have surrounded myself with the wrong people, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember getting a ride home from a blood, and it wasn't even on like no shiesty stuff. I needed a ride home from basketball practice, and so because my parents, when I got home and they found out and they went crazy, they made sure that as somebody that was stuck in the middle, they redirected me to go the right way. And I think sometimes we can focus so much on those that are on the wrong end of the spectrum that we don't even look at those that are looking at the wrong end of the spectrum. And it's literally like y'all said, it's one decision that you can make, right? It's one, again, if we always focusing on the at-risk students, all these middle kids, they're going to go feeling unseen. And so again, if they feel unseen, then they're going to go where they feel seen. So it's part of, we have to set the standard. Again, we have to be the example in the way that we operate and who we are as adult African-American men and women, but then also making sure that we're taking the time out to reach those that, like, even if they don't even look like they could turn that way, like, just make sure they know, like, hey, you on a great path. I see you. I acknowledge you. Keep up the good work, because sometimes it ain't always about, oh, you're gonna make this bad decision, you're gonna go to jail. Sometimes kids mess up their life because you could be a great kid with anger issues and you fight too much and now you can't get into certain colleges. And now because you done blown smaller opportunities, now your life is going down a certain way. And so we have to make sure we're doing our best to really see everybody, but definitely we can't let the middle child go under the radar.
And I can't name how. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to compliment you. And I feel like that is what this program is. That is what Jackie's doing. That is what Welcome to the Village is. You look on this panel, I don't see any kids on the right or left. This is the middle right now. So I feel like that was a really good how you summed that up, because I feel like that is what this is about. We're trying to reach those kids that probably doesn't feel seen. We want them to feel heard, and that's why this platform is here today. So good job on pointing that out.
Yeah, and I can't name how many people it probably would have helped had they had that help sooner. Like, had they been seen sooner, somebody could have been, a top billionaire, probably past Jeff Bezos now, had they had that help. So, it's important to just, be there for that somebody, no matter how you, see them, how somebody else see them. That's why, and also I want to mention, it don't matter what nobody says about you. Everybody sees you in different perspectives. Why should you care? You know what I mean? You spend all your time caring about what other people have to say when everybody looks at you different. Somebody can see you as shy. Somebody can see you as cold, heartless. You never know. So it don't matter.
Oh, God. Because, and it's crazy. You can be the most nicest person, but you're a villain in everybody's story. Okay? And hello. In somebody's story, you are a villain, baby. You are that Judas. Oh, we ain't going there. We ain't going there. But okay.
So I want y'all to keep this in mind as well. That's a great analogy that you put. I had an experience where a parent, she had 3 kids, and she asked me to mentor one because only one of her kids were bad, right? And extremely bad, and he was going down the wrong path. I was able to help that kid. The other 2 kids were good. And that was in the adolescent, years, right? Well, let's say 7 years passed, and next time he wanted to meet me, the kid that I helped, and he flew in town to see me and thank me for his path, right? And I said, okay, and we met and we talked, and I asked her, where are your other 2 sons? Well, one of them shot up, one of them doing this, one of them doing drugs. And it hit me like, wow, we forgot about the kids that were doing good, right? So as you were saying, I didn't even think of that. The kids was in the front already doing good. So sometimes we also, though they are doing good, we still got to encourage them, because they can lose attention by us putting too much attention on trying to pull and plant seeds with the other ones.
This is going to be the last thing I'm going to say. But how many times have we done something? It's almost like if you volunteer, right, and you go above and beyond, and you get the same amount of recognition as somebody that just put their name on a paper. Like if it's a group assignment and I'm doing all the work, putting the PowerPoint together, doing all the work, and then somebody come in at the end and do the credit slide, but everybody getting 100. I'm gonna be like, bruh, I could have did the same. But that's a lot how these kids that are killing it right now, that's how they feeling. They looking at everybody else getting all the love, all the social, again, they want to be accepted, they want to be seen. And so in their small mind, getting good grades, what does that get me? Like, how does that help me, right?
They don't think about the long term.
They don't. And so one of the things I help educators do, right, is trust the seed. That's one of my messages to educators. Because when I was in 8th grade, in that time I was trying to get in gangs, do all of this. I had some 8th grade teachers that decided to call me grandpa. I thought it was the worst thing in the world. I'm so serious. Like, I'm in 8th grade trying to riz. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in 8th grade trying to be the man. And every morning, Miss Clark would be like, hey, grandpa. And I'm like, bruh. And so I remember I asked her, I said, why are y'all calling me grandpa? And they would tell me, because honestly, you're a lot wiser than what you're doing. Like, you're a good kid. You were just misdirected. So what they were doing was planting a seed in me in 8th grade that I didn't know was going to sprout until I got to high school, college, and now I got all these awards on my wall. And I'm like, oh, dang. It's because somebody actually just decided to see me and speak life into me. Because they could have overlooked me. I was forging my mom's signature on my report cards. Like I said, I'm doing dumb stuff. I wasn't a bad kid, though. Like, you could look at me and like, okay, he just doing dumb stuff. He'll be all right. They didn't know the whole time I'm debating if I want to go this way or if I want to go this way, right? And so it's so important. Even if you just see a young man, young woman do it, like encourage them. Give them $20. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them know we see you, we celebrate you, and what you're doing now is going to take you so much further. Just keep at it. Like, it's those small things, that small acknowledgement that are, I hope I said that right, that'll help them down the line. So, yeah, trust the seed. If you see somebody doing well, like, bro, just pour into them just for a second. Because the same way, everybody in here, we could pass the mic. We probably all got a story of something that we remember that somebody told us in passing that stuck with us forever.
For sure.
We could be that person for this next generation, but we have to make sure we see them. That's it.
They start at home too. They start at home as well, and they always say it takes a village, and it almost sound like what we were saying, the opposite of what we were saying. We don't like gangs, but we gotta find the right kind of gang. It ain't no gang if you all pushing each other to be better. It actually turns into a family or what do they call it? Support system. Yep, a great support system. So it just all that starts at home. I definitely get exactly why people don't have identity and why they go to the streets to go find one. But if we all support each other, like he was saying, we won't feel so unseen.
I want to say your teachers, well, let me just ask you, because instead of saying grandpa, maybe it would have been more nicer and you would have interpreted them well if they said godfather. You know?
Nah, grandpa, because, and I've always been told, like, I got an old soul, so I'm 24, but people tell me, like, you're wise beyond. So grandpa was very fitting, right? They just, and sometimes we got to do this where, again, I don't really care about what you think. I'm not speaking to who you are right now. I'm speaking to who you're going to be in about 10 years.
Yeah.
So even though in the 8th grade I hated it, even when I wasn't in their presence, I'd be like, dang, so how do they view me? Is there something about me that's like, so without even really knowing, it changed the way I interacted with people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, now Godfather, I would have been on some, I'm good.
It would have took you way off. Okay. I want to say this, not to change the topic. It's still the gang, right? But how do you guys feel? And I want you to answer, Coach Shay. I always felt like you women rule. So even though us men, we come up and we do dangerous and crazy things, we get into stuff, right? But there's some women that encourage that by liking that. And so now we begin to want to be that more. But like listening to y'all, it says like, wow, you know, I'm looking at those that are against it, that are like, nah, don't be that. Because I feel like a lot of young guys, when they're growing up, if the women dislike it so much, they're going to start to transform because, you know, we live to be wanted by women. I want to start with you.
So the whole time you guys was talking, I was low-key just thinking in my head, sometimes we could just go very on surface and just say no. You can just say no. Like you said, you didn't want to go out, you just said no. And it's a lot of times, like even as adults, we get pressured. I can get pressured with a job. They're trying to offer me a job, and it may not be what I want. I don't want to say no. Sometimes, just say no. So when it comes to the peer pressure, when it comes to people probably pressuring you for sex or pressure you to wear this certain outfit or go to the club or something like that, you can just say no. And I'm just going to keep it simple as that.
No, yeah, that's real.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to piggyback again. And, yeah. Sorry, what was your question again? How do us win? Oh, I feel like it starts at home again with all of this gang stuff. Like, I feel like it's also social media. I'm not gonna lie. You know, some people grow up in a great family home, but that social media, it can turn you just like that. But I also think, like, on terms of like us women, it starts with our mothers, because if you go into some household, sometimes their mother, you know, grew up a little on the side, yeah. just
ratchet.
Not too good. Yes, exactly. And then it's like probably inspiration that they got from their mother. So, you know, that goes to them then and goes to you. But it's your job not to follow that if your mom has ever been like that. You know, like your mom probably coming in and out with different men. You know, every other time you'll see like a whole nother person you're calling daddy. Like, you know, that's not your dad. But yeah. So yeah, I definitely feel like it starts with the mothers. You know, be a good influence to your daughter. You know, make sure she grows into what she can be. And I don't feel like any person can be a bad person. Like, I feel like every person is set to be something greater than what they already are. Like, I see that in everybody, but some people just choose to, you know. But God bless them. They'll find their way.
That's right.
I feel like most young women like the lifestyle of the gang and the drug dealers. Like, they like the money that comes with them. So he can spoil her and get her whatever she wants. I feel like that they like the lifestyle, but that lifestyle's not good in the long run, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not good for the children they're gonna make either.
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
You're setting your children up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They never think like
trying to get that money.
They thinking about that Birkin bag, baby. They thinking about that Gucci. What?
Whenever you think of a decision, think about how it's going to affect you. No matter how it affects you now, think about how it's going to affect you. Like, you know, probably from like a week from now. Like, just think. It doesn't hurt to think.
Especially
that's why you need
for,
logic.
Like, women like nowadays, like, ooh, God bless my best friend soul, but it's like she loves the thuggy.
Yes,
thuggy
and
guy.
it starts on
like,
social media. I'm telling you, you ain't seen no woman talking about some. Oh, I want a thug. Yeah, he's gonna do me right. No, you didn't see no woman doing that until social media came out. So you know, it's just
Folks been wanting thugs since I was a little kid.
Because it's like,
I said, folks been wanting thugs since before the social media.
Well, yeah, but like now you see a lot of teen girls wanting more of that lifestyle when that's not fit for them. Like I'll see like
I think she meant like because like, you know, you got the music videos, you got like the lyrics and like the lyrics like what they be saying because like.
But we already had niggas.
I hate to say sexy red. I hate to say sexy red, but
yeah. When you look at artists now, it makes it just like like.
Okay,
Let me try it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we're gonna have to bring this topic in on the next topic to split it up. I'm hoping you know, you guys gave a great bit of feedback, so I'm hoping the listeners got something that they needed from it. I'm hoping that the person that was gonna make a mistake today or tomorrow or next week has that turnaround, you know, because not just from the platform from over here, but from you guys' side too, y'all dropped a lot of jewels and a lot of seeds, and that's a great thing. So this is the place to be, you know, heart to heart. It's just not. So all of the teens that have problems, you know, look us up. Come join. Get over there. Ask your questions. You got questions, we got the answers. You know, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. Heart to heart, you got a song you're gonna sing?
I've had some. No,
here she go.
Hey, so y'all, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Terrence, for my co-host. Thank you so much, Coach Jay, everybody. I guess I gotta look like this. Coach Jay, Tone, all the kids, Steph, nephew, I love y'all. Nathan. Bree, Mama, nephew, Chelsea in the building. Welcome to the team. But y'all, thank y'all so very much for joining us today. This was great, insightful, impactful, and we pray that we made a difference with somebody on the other side of that camera that might have been thinking of doing the wrong thing. I always tell people to forecast. Whatever you're thinking that you're about to do, if you take 5 seconds just to think about the consequences of that action, you got 5 seconds. If I rob this bank, I'm going to go to jail. I got bond to pay. I might not get out. I might kill somebody or somebody might kill me. That's 5 seconds to think about 5 things that could go wrong. That could go wrong just in the decision making, just in something you're about to do. So take 5 seconds, forecast, and understand that this is where you will need to be. Our next Heart to Heart podcast with our youth. They're amazing. I love y'all. Thank you, team. Thank you, young people. Y'all are amazing. This is a platform where our young people can be transparent, open, and free to express whatever, whenever, and however. Thank y'all, leaders. Thank you, Felix, so much for always answering the call to help us and broadcast this platform. TV 1061, check them out. Wisdom Inc. Check them out. You can check us out on Wisdom Inc. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on the Heart to Heart YouTube, as well as Welcome to the Village YouTube.
And Insta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn up. So come on and join us. If y'all want to come to the studio, you can come. If you want to just tune in, then do that. We love y'all, and we pray that we said something, or these young people said something that would have touched your hearts. Our leaders have said something that would touch your heart. Join us next time in 2 more weeks, and we'll give y'all that date. Join us next time for our next Heart to Heart. Thank y'all so much. Good job.
Greetings, Douglas County. I am Valerie Vanessa Vai, and I am vying for the position of probate court judge. With over 3 decades of legal experience specializing in both criminal and civil law, I am fully prepared to take on the role of serving as your probate judge. My core values include fairness, transparency, professional responsibility, and compassion. I am dedicated to upholding these principles in all aspects of my work. Vote for me, Valerie V. Vai, your trusted probate court judge.